we talked about the weight, the weighing scale. You didn't talk about the weighing. You told us throw away the weighing scale and pick up the tape. Do you remember
tape measure.
that?
Yes.
The tape measure. Yeah. That for me was also big because I remember taking a dress that I really loved that couldn't fit me anymore, and I couldn't zip it up. And those were one of the frustrations that I had all these clothes in my wardrobe and I can't wear them. And as I continued with the program, I realized that actually I can actually fit into my
Your
jeans.
clothes.
I can my favorite jeans. I can wear any dress I want because the inches were dropping.
Yes.
And not
you're
necessary.
dropping the right weight, which is fat.
The fat.
The fat is dropping.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm your host, Roseanne Kamal, a certified nutrition coach with a background in psychology. Here on Hey Sugar Podcast, you will learn how to live a healthy and sustainable lifestyle without dieting. I'll be teaching you practical tips that you can incorporate in your unique lifestyle. I am going to help you break any dieting mindset traps and show you that a healthy and sustainable lifestyle is doable. So if you're ready to change your life for good and create a healthy and sustainable lifestyle for yourself, then this is for you. Let's go. You're a busy woman, you're juggling your career, you have a family, you have kids, you've got work, you're running up and down. The next thing you know, you find yourself in a hospital and you're wondering, what in the world has happened to me? Oh my goodness, what's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my career? What's going to happen to my job? In today's episode, this is exactly what happened to our special guest, Naomi. Now, Naomi and I have a history, though. In as much as she's going to be sharing her story, let me take you guys back because her and I were in high school together. Y'all, look at my high school girls coming through. We were in high school together. She was actually our deputy head girl, y'all. Our deputy head girl. And great at drama. But there's one thing I love about Naomi was the way she captures her stories. When she moved to our high school, we went to St. Anne's Ryuki, right?
Yes.
So she came to high school. She actually came to Form 2.
Yeah.
But the one thing I remember about Naomi was her storytelling skills. She had stories for days. We would be seated and all hunched and just listening to her stories. But this was the best part. We still remember her to this day. She was one of the best prefects. She used to tell us, shh, you guys, don't make a lot of noise. Keep it low. And so we always oblige you like, you guys, we don't want to make Naomi in trouble. Hey, girl, look at you. Looking fantastic, looking good. Welcome. And can I say thank you for even wanting to share your story?
Thank you, Roseanne.
Because it's a beautiful story, but it's mostly beautiful because you're on the other side. Like you've come through. You went through a crisis, which you're going to be sharing with us, but it's what you've come through. But before we even get into that, hey, girl, how you doing? You looking good?
I'm good.
I mean, you're looking fine. You're looking fly.
Thank you, Roseanne.
Oh, girl, listen, can you take us back? We're not going to go back to high school, but I want you to take us back to your lifestyle. Because if you recall, do you remember when we first met, when I came back to Kenya?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember when we first met?
Yes, I remember that day.
Where? Where were we?
What church?
We were at church?
Yes.
What church?
Nairobi Chapel.
Yes. Nairobi Chapel Ngong.
Yes.
And
I was so surprised to see you because I knew, I'd been following you on Facebook.
Yes.
And I knew you were you were at the States.
Yes.
You left immediately when you finished school.
Yes, correct.
So I couldn't even recognize you, Roseanne, because I didn't leave you looking so,
Listen.
Yeah.
Connie, how's I looking?
No, actually, let's not go there.
Let's not even go there.
No, but you did look really good. And we took a picture.
We did.
Yes. And I think I had just finished my detox.
Correct.
I think I was. And we agreed that we're going to meet again.
Yes.
And you pulled the first one. You remember what you did to
I
us.
do remember what I did. Yeah.
But here we are. And that's it.
And here we are. So we connected. And the first one, because I know someone is there thinking, what's the first one? Roseanne, what first one did you pull? We basically got our girlfriends together from high school, different girls. You want to share that story?
Yes, I remember what you did to me. So you give me a call and you tell me that there's a friend of yours who you're meeting with at some hotel near Westlands. Yeah. And you have only a slot.
Yes.
You just have about an hour.
Okay.
So I should rush and meet you there. I tried to get you to come over to where I was. And you said, no, I can't make it.
Yeah.
So I was there rushing and I finally got to the venue.
Yeah.
And when I called you, you handed over the phone to one of the ladies to guide me there. And shock on me when I got there and found 5 was it 5?
Yes.
Or were you 5
We're
girls?
5
We're
girls.
5 girls.
5 girls, yeah.
All from high school.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. I
know.
fell for that. I still have to get back at you on that.
And everyone had the same story. We got to meet at a certain time. We only have 1 hour. Like, everyone has to be there.
Yeah, and you pulled that move on us so well.
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful reunion, and we've all connected.
Yes,
we've all connected.
Yes. It was good of you to do that because you kept to your promise.
Yes.
That you get us all together, and you did it so well.
I love it. I love it. And now we've continued to stay friends all these years later. Mm-hmm. So let's fast forward, because then you are okay.
Yes.
I don't remember how I got a call, but I knew you were in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Do you want to take us back there?
Okay, I will. I don't know. It goes way back because, to be honest, I was never one to fall ill easily.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember being quite active, even in high school.
Yes, you were very active.
Yes, I was
hockey, you were huge on hockey.
Yes, I was
cross country. Yes. And obviously the drama queen. I mean, she was in drama. Not the drama queen, she was in drama. But can you see her persona? She's very calm. She's always been that way. Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. So anyway, I was always big on, keeping fit.
Yes.
I would go to the gym. I wasn't I wasn't like... I would say I wasn't so deliberate on going to my, keeping my times, but I was intentional on going at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Do you know what you've just reminded me?
Yes.
Do you remember we used to do sit-ups in high school?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Do you remember? We used to have, and remember Joanne, Angie's Moke's sister. Mm-hmm. She was the key queen of sit-ups, and she showed us how to do them. And we used to do them in the evening.
Exactly.
Do you remember
sit-ups? Just before our matron came?
Yes, before the matron came, we used to do sit-ups. Okay, continue. Oh, wow, you've just taken me back.
Yeah. So when that happened, so I was saying that when I was in earlier on, when I was much younger, I was very keen on going to the gym.
Yes, yeah.
I was keen on eating well.
Yes, yeah.
I remember doing many detox programs. I think I had a series of hits and misses there. Yeah. I mean, I had, I would say more misses than hits.
Yeah.
Because I was always on to different diets.
Yes.
Then once I'm over with the diet or whatever detox program I'm on, the weight would come back.
Right.
And so at some point I started getting frustrated. And I remember during the COVID, we were very keen on working out, walking. Everybody was walking.
Yes.
Remember?
Carrera Forest was full. Arboretum was full. Yes.
Yeah. And when things got back to normal, I think I just slipped back and got comfortable. Yeah. I wasn't taking time to eat right. I guess the frustration of always being on and off different diets. At some point, you're like,
yes,
I just give up.
You give up.
Yeah.
And before you even continue, can you just hone in there and share with someone? What I'm hearing you say is, I've done hits. In fact, the word is hits and misses, mostly misses.
Yes.
And at some point after COVID, it's like you got tired. Yes. What exactly were you tired of?
I think the frustration came in when the weight wasn't dropping off.
So you are wanting to lose weight?
Yes.
And to lose that weight for you, it's going to a detox?
Yes.
Okay.
And immediately the detox is over, I wasn't able to keep it going.
Got it.
Yes, I wasn't able to maintain. Yeah, it wasn't sustainable. Yeah. That's the word
Got it.
I'm looking for. So I got busy.
Yeah.
There were several projects that I was running at the same time. I'm trying to run a business.
Yes.
And it just caught up with me. So on one of these occasions when I was at an exhibition, ran through the whole day very well. And at the end of the day, I just started bleeding. And I didn't understand. Actually, I didn't even realize I was bleeding. Somebody told me. Because there were no symptoms. There was nothing.
Yes.
And that, threw me off. Long story short, I ended up in hospital. And I was admitted for 3 days.
Wow.
Yes. And it was a situation of, my pressure had gone out of hand and it was over the top. And I had not seen it coming.
Wow.
And it all was attributed to my, my lifestyle.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating well. I wasn't resting. I wasn't, taking care of my, I wasn't keeping
taking
to
care
my,
of yourself.
I wasn't taking care of myself.
Yeah.
Another thing that I would say is that the issue of working out. I was interested, and to be honest, it's not that I let go. It's just that I didn't have the time for it.
Because you have all these other competing priorities that you're focusing on. Yeah.
And so I needed help, but I didn't know how to go about it. And I remember when you called me at the hospital.
You told me that I called you. I don't remember calling you. Yeah.
Yes, and that was, that situation was my wake-up call that I need to do something differently because I realized that, it was getting out of hand. So when you called me, you told me something. You said, we have to do something differently. That's Roseanne for you. We have to do something about it. Yes, because you're, as we're saying, I think you're a very intentional person. I've known you over the years. You're very intentional. You're very keen to make sure things happen and you go all out. And that's exactly what you did. You reached out to me. You called me. Though I had been following you on all your social media platforms, I'd seen what you're doing. I was inspired by how you were transforming women's lives. And I wanted to do it, but I hadn't created that time. Let me just put it that way.
Capacity. Yes. It's called you need capacity to be able to do what it is. And can I pause there? You said I hadn't created time for that because in that moment, it just wasn't as important yet.
I hadn't prioritized it.
You hadn't prioritized it yet, yeah.
So you called me and we worked out something. You told me that there was a program that was about to start. And you just told me, there's no discussing it and we have to get you.
You gotta do what you gotta do, girl. We cannot be going to the hospital. Okay, this is like my girl. She's like my BFF. Yes. You guys, can you imagine? It's almost like you have your BFF and they're in the hospital and you know what needs to get done to help her. Because what she said is she was struggling with high blood pressure. That came, and in fact, that actually makes sense why you are bleeding because there's too much pressure and blood has to figure out anyway.
Yeah. So another thing, I wasn't hydrating as much. So I'd get these intense headaches and I'd imagine, it's just, I'm not drinking enough water. And I remember I had traveled once and I was getting these migraines and I wasn't doing anything about it. But I knew part of the problem was I wasn't eating right and I was not exercising and I was not planning my days well.
Not eating right, not exercising, not planning your day right. But you've also said something which I don't want someone to miss. You said I used to have migraines and headaches. So your body is also already talking to you and it's telling you, girl, pay attention, pay attention. How long would you say you had the migraines before that first episode where you had the nosebleed? Do you even remember that?
I would say it took me about maybe 6 months. 6 months of intense headaches.
Wow.
But I would just think maybe I've just had a long day. I hadn't drank enough water. I would pop a pill, and just sleep.
Yeah.
But I think they became more intense to us maybe three months in.
Okay.
Yeah, just before the incident happened.
Okay.
And that's when I realized that I need to do something differently.
You need to do something differently. So you get a call, but before we even go to the call, I really want someone to hear this. Your body will always give you the signals.
Exactly.
Your body will always give you those signals. And please do not self-medicate like my girl did. Go see someone because something like high blood pressure, which is what we're talking about, those are some of the slight symptoms when it's high, but usually, and you're actually one of the luckier ones because there's a lot of people who haven't been lucky because most people can either get a stroke or you find someone just dropping dead, my God, because what happened. So you're actually one of the lucky ones. And so you who's watching, I really want you to understand that if your body is already giving you these signals, and we can talk about some of those signals, like a headache, not hydrating well, but also your busy lifestyle. But if you feel that headache and the classic symptom, you guys know I'm going to talk about that meat belly, that's a classic symptom of metabolic syndrome. You really want to do something.
In fact, that's the other thing because I was dealing with the meat belly.
Yes.
That was my biggest challenge.
I remember.
My biggest challenge, remember?
Yes.
And I would always, wear clothes that, want to hide that. Yeah. And you keep telling me, you have to do something about that. You can't keep hiding that for too long. And so that was one of my, problem areas. And it was partly because of how I was eating. I was a bit planning my meals well.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead. It's one of the things that you were talking about. I don't know whether you want us to talk about that, but in the modules, one of the modules you talked about was on the emotional eating.
Yes.
And I would end up eating all sorts of foods, and then afterwards I'd feel my body talking to me.
Yes. Yeah.
You remember once we had gone back to school, and
yes,
do you remember
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I ate something that didn't sit well with me, and I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's one of the situations where your body talks to you and you ignore it.
You ignore it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you don't want to ignore that.
Yes.
So now we come here, 3 days you're in the hospital. You understand now you have pressure, and you're like, you know what? I got to do something different.
Yes.
We have this conversation. I know I tell you, Naomi, like I know what I was like, it's funny, I don't remember that phone call. You keep saying the phone call. I don't remember, but it sort of, that sounds like me, because I'll be like, okay, let's go into action.
Yes.
What are we going to do?
Yes.
So I do know though, you came in and you started doing the program. So once you come into the program, how is it, what was your expectation?
Okay.
And what was the reality?
Okay. So I would say I came in feeling like knowing, let me not say knowing, I had this apprehension that it would be another diet.
Okay.
Because I'd been through it.
Yes.
And I knew I hadn't taken time really to, internalize what you were saying on the programs, on social media. But I kind of had a feeling that maybe it's going to be another diet. And I was not ready for that. But I said, I'm at the end of my road. So I got to do something.
Yeah.
So that was one of the myths that you debunked for me about weight loss is that actually you don't need to lose weight. What you need to do is lose fat. And that for me was the first, aha moment. Because I'd been trying to do weight loss.
Yeah.
And I was not dealing with the fat that was sitting on my belly.
Oof.
And so we started off with the mindset module. And during the first module, I remember you helped me raise my self-awareness on what the habits that I had with eating and food. And that was the first thing I would say that kind of shifted for me in terms of the program.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're expecting a diet, you come in, and this girl's telling you about mindset.
And I'm thinking,
what is
in
this? The world? What is she telling us? What is she telling me to do?
Yeah.
And as you continue on, what is then beginning to come up for you? Is this still a diet? Are you seeing this as a diet, or how is it coming up for you?
I would say what came up first was that I need to. We have to be intentional about everything that you're going to do. If you want to see results, you have to be in 100%. And I think one of the things that you told us right at the beginning, we must show up for ourselves 100%, and to be able to see success. And so one of the other things you told us was that you have to set a goal for yourself and throw away the weighing scale.
The scale, throw it out, girls.
Throw it out. Yeah, and so that again was a first for me because I knew dieting is about the scale. And then planning. I had to create time to plan my meals because that was a mindset.
Yes.
You had to change. Everything was about planning, and what you're going to eat, what time you're going to work out, and think about everything that you're going to put on your plate. And I remember one of the things that was unique about the program was when you introduced us to a mobile app where we have to take pictures of our food and share it because Hey Sugar program is designed to be in a group setting, community.
Correct, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what also I really enjoyed about it because we're learning from each other.
Yes, correct.
So I realized actually it's not my going to the gym that is really an issue. It's my portions.
It's the food.
Because, when you have to take a picture and then share it. During the Monday sessions with
coaching
you,
calls,
you'd really ask us the questions. You never you are not prescriptive, let me put it that way. Yeah. You are always asking us questions. And when you ask questions, then it is more reflective.
Yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, actually, do I really need to put all that rice on my plate or eat those 3 chapatis or,
Yes.
And that's what I found unique about the program.
Good.
And another thing about the program was that it allowed us the flexibility. You didn't restrict anybody from eating what they want. So I came there thinking, okay, we're going to be given a diet. Eat this, don't eat that.
Yeah.
But as I said, you gave us the freedom, but you guided us.
You got empowered, basically.
Exactly.
I empowered you. You got empowered. You got empowered. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel I couldn't eat anything. But I had to do a lot of planning, moderation. I think that's what you taught us a lot. That it was about making sure that you eat a balanced meal. And be moderated.
Yes.
There's nothing that you couldn't eat.
Correct.
Just make sure that you eat what is good for you. And I think you mentioned something about it was all about planning. I think that's what I'll keep talking about.
Yes, planning. Because even you said in the very beginning, you never used to plan anything because you're a busy lifestyle. But now you're like, you know what? I truly do need to be intentional.
Yes.
I need to plan so that I can create the lifestyle, the sustainable lifestyle.
Yes.
Someone is thinking moderation and someone is thinking, are you saying you can lose weight while still eating everything? Because I think that's where a lot of folks tend to find I won't call it the disconnect. And in my opinion, it's because of what the diet industry has pushed, that you can't eat the foods you love or you've grown up with. And here I am saying, absolutely, eat those foods, but you're still going to notice a difference in your weight loss. And specifically, and we're going to tie this together to your blood pressure.
Yes.
Do you still eat the things you love while at the same time, and have you seen the results that you were looking for?
Okay. When you say the things I love, I used to love certain things, but I had to start listening to my body.
Oh,
yes.
Love.
Because I would eat those things and then I would end up, either feeling bloated, uncomfortable throughout. And, I'm just uncomfortable throughout the whole event.
The whole
I can't sleep well.
Yes.
So it was one of the other big takeaways was just learn how to listen to your body.
I need someone to hear that.
Yes.
Because that is the key to moderation.
Yes.
It's to understand these things you love so much, what are they doing to your own body?
Exactly.
And if you get that, you've gotten it. Go ahead, girl.
Yes, because that's how we're socialized.
Yes.
Don't waste food.
Yes.
And when you go for events, you're like, you have to eat what's
been there, what's been placed. Yeah.
Yes.
Or you don't wanna make someone feel bad, offend someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think I remember in one of your programs, or rather, I think you mentioned it, that you must draw boundaries.
Yeah.
So that you can still eat what is on the table, but know your limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the freedom to go ahead. And I think another thing that we talked about the weight, the weighing scale. You didn't talk about the weighing. You told us throw away the weighing scale and pick up the tape. Do you remember that?
Yes.
The tape measure. Yeah. That for me was also big because I remember taking a dress that I really loved that couldn't fit me anymore. And I couldn't zip it up. And those were one of the frustrations that I had all these clothes in my wardrobe and I can't wear them. And as I continued with the program, I realized that actually I can actually fit into my
your
jeans.
Clothes.
I can my favorite jeans.
Yes.
I can wear any dress I want because the inches were dropping.
Yes.
And not
you're
necessary.
Dropping the right weight, which is fat.
The fat.
The fat is dropping. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. So you're eating this way. Now you've learned it's about the food. You've realized where I gotta watch my portion control. I have got a plan. I've got to balance my meals. I gotta eat in moderation. Your body's talking to you and it's like, girl,
It's talking.
you're bloating. In fact, now what did you do there? Because there are people who struggle with that. Like they eat. I have one of my best friend. I got many best friends, but one of my BFFs, and I know she's gonna be watching this. She loves chapos. But those things do a number on her gut, like a
That's it.
number.
Yeah.
And so she's like, man, I'm willing to go through this.
Yeah.
And that's not becomes an individual decision. So for you, when your body started talking to you, what was the decision that you made for yourself?
I'd say one of the things that, first of all, that was tripping me up was that I was not thinking through what I want to eat through the week. So I would end up eating things that I had not planned for.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that I stopped taking those because I love chapel.
Yes. Yeah.
But I realized that I would eat those heavy kind of meals when I know I'm going to have a long day.
Yes.
Because it gave me the energy.
Yeah.
I would probably just eat a piece. I would think about maybe watching what I'm eating first of all for breakfast. If it is the nutrient heavy foods, and then I would add on to my proteins, and then I would avoid eating. I'd find that I really don't need to eat that chapati. I'll probably eat a slice.
And in fact, during our takeaway session, because I know someone is like, Naomi, can you tell us exactly what it is? Yes, she has actually brought a dish that she's going to be showing us. And so if you're on the podcast, you might want to hop onto YouTube, Coach Roseanne, and you want to see us preparing the dish that she's going to be preparing so that you can see when she's talking about heavy dish or nutrient dense, what does that look like? You're going to see what that looks like when she shares that.
Yes. Another thing, I also avoided getting too hungry during the day because I would end up skipping my meals and then I sit down and have one heavy meal. For example, lunchtime, I would sit and just have a heavy meal. And then from that point on, I'm lethargic.
Yes.
And one of the other symptoms was I used to have low energy. Because either I'm not eating enough, and so it would affect me the whole day. I would not sleep enough.
Wow.
Because either I didn't eat well or I ate too much.
Yes. So there was no balance.
There
was no balance. Yes. And so you had to find that semblance of balance.
Yes.
Now, before we move to our takeaway session, where you're going to be showing us a dish that you brought for us, which you're going to be preparing for us, that is nutrient dense and rich, take us back. Let's close this together. How are you doing in terms of your BP? How are you doing in terms of your lifestyle? Where are you now? Because it's been how many years now?
It's exactly 2 years.
It's 2 years now.
2 years.
It's 2 years ago. Okay.
Yes. I would say I'm doing very well.
Good.
As far as my BP is concerned.
Good.
And I've stabilized.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Awesome.
And one of the things that my doctor told me is that I have to lose this weight.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I dropped from I think 87 kilos.
Wow.
Down to 73 kilos.
Woo-hoo-hoo,
and that was during the Hey Sugar program.
Yeah.
And I've kind of maintained that.
My goodness.
I've fallen off once in a while.
It's okay. That's life.
Yeah.
That's just life. That's
fallen
life.
off the wagon, but what I'd say is that I kept on going.
My goodness.
Because it's easy to just give up.
It's easy to give up. But the question someone will have, why were you able to keep on going? Why have you been able to keep that lifestyle going?
I think it's first of all the commitment. You have to go into this.
Yes.
Decide that this is the kind of lifestyle you're going to to adopt. And I realized that I have to do this for myself first and foremost.
Good.
And then for my family and for my friends.
Yeah.
Because I still feel I have a lot to give.
Yes, and you do.
Yes.
And you do. Like a lot, girl. A lot.
Yes. And then I had a plan.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that you kept on talking about in the Hey Sugar program is that we must work with a goal in mind.
Yeah.
And develop a routine.
Yes.
And maintain a routine.
Yes.
Even when you don't feel like it.
You gotta do it.
You just have to show up.
You gotta show up.
And so that's what kept me going. And just keep going and tell yourself, you have to do this for yourself. And when I started seeing the results, it just comes suddenly. It's not like, and then people keep saying, this is happening to you, and you look different, and you're like, I'm actually not doing much. What are you doing? Which diet are you on? And of course, tell them what Hey Sugar has done for me. Yeah.
And so it's essentially eating in balance and moderation, which is that's what has made it sustainable for the last 2 years.
Yes.
And you've been able to drop, I think it was 15 from 15 kilos.
Yes.
Girl, look at you. Look at you. And so before we move to the takeaway session, when you think about a lifestyle, and there's that woman who's struggling right now with either high blood pressure, she has a busy lifestyle like you have, you're moving all over the place, not planning. What are the 3 things you would tell her? Hey, girl, I would want you to do these 3 things. Please speak to her.
Okay. I'd like to tell you that if you can, number 1, I'd really encourage you to do the Hey Sugar program. I have seen my friend Coach Roseanne. She's been consistent, and it shows, and she lives the life that she walks the talk. And I've seen it also in my own life. So if you can do it, I would really encourage you first and foremost to take that program. Number 2, decide for yourself that you want to make this change, and go for it. You can do it. It's a matter of prioritizing your health and your loved ones. And the 3rd thing is also be patient with yourself. Once you take on this program, be patient, and you will see the results if you're consistent.
Be patient. If you stay consistent, you will see results. Take care of your health, and we cannot wait for you to do that. And so now we are going to move from Table Talk with Naomi to takeaways. And in our takeaway session, Naomi is going to be showing us what is this beautiful thing she has brought for us? What is this nutrient dense thing that she says, if I eat this thing, it holds my stomach because it's rich with nutrients. It's great for you. All right, let's move from Table Talk to takeaways with Naomi. All right, you guys, we are in our takeaway session with Naomi. And Naomi, girl, I can see you brought us different colors, different looking things and substances, because one of the things you said is your takeaway was, I learned a lot of nutrient dense meals that would hold you. Yes. And that's what you brought for us here. Yes. Can you explain to us why this meal, and why have you brought it, and why do you think this is something that has shifted your lifestyle compared to when you used to do detoxes? In fact, quickly, when you did a detox, like what would you eat and how hungry would you get versus when you eat this kind of meal? Like what would happen?
Of course, with the detox, most of it was either a juice detox, and then you'd have to, take your fluids throughout the day.
Okay. So essentially, there's no food.
There's no food.
So you're just drinking stuff.
Yeah, just drinking stuff. So sometimes your energy can be very low.
It can be very low.
Yes.
And what you're going to see is with what you brought us, because I actually heard you say a little bit earlier, my energy-giving foods.
Yes.
So what have you brought for us, and why do you think this is a great meal for a busy woman that they can use as a takeaway?
Okay, what I love about this is that, first of all, it's a simple meal to make. It's actually a snack. This is my favorite snack, and it's something that I can take along with me. I'll go with it throughout the day. Of course, depends on how much I'm doing throughout the day, but it gives me the energy I need, and I don't feel very hungry most of the day. Even if I'm late on my meals, at least I know I have something holding me.
Okay. Yes. You know what she said? She said she uses it as a snack. Do you know I actually use this as a meal?
Really?
I do. Two nights ago, this is actually what I had.
Yes.
For a meal. But go ahead, show us what's in here and how do you prepare it for us?
Okay. But actually, that's something else. The flexibility you give us.
Yes.
With the Hey Sugar program.
Yes.
It's so easy. I mean, everything you can eat at any time.
At any time.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I have with me here the strawberries.
Okay.
Which are sweetness.
Yes. Ooh, because we want some sweetness.
Some sweetness.
And they got some vitamin C for your skin.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then we have the berries.
We love berries also. Phytonutrients, also really good for your gut health and also good for your skin as well.
Yes. We have the apple and the banana.
We love sweetness.
More sweetness there. These are the pumpkin seeds, which are good for fiber, right?
These are great for fiber and also good fats in them, and they have zinc. Can I tell you one of the things I've been doing? This is a quick bonus. They're great also for hair growth.
Oh, really?
Remember how you guys have said my hair has really grown?
Yes.
Like, and fuller?
Yes.
I truly attribute to the zinc
Oh, really?
that's in the pumpkin seeds.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to keep that going.
Keep it going.
I'm going to add
Keep
a
it
few
going.
more
A few more
spoons.
A few more spoons. Like, how are you adding more
long
spoons
hair.
in your one long
I want
hair?
beautiful hair like this.
Thank you. Yes, you have
Okay.
to. Mhm.
And then we have the chia seeds.
Okay.
And one of the things that I like to mention is that before you put your chia seeds in your snack, it's always good to soak it in. Soak it in water for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
You
Soak
know.
it in water for 30 minutes. You know what's great about this? You guys, if you see this, we actually put a spoonful.
1 spoonful.
Right? Let me show you how that looks like. This here, in fact, you can hold that one and I can hold this one. This is actually that.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it bulks up in the water, it gelatinizes, and that's great fiber. And this is one of those things that actually keeps you full for a long period, just because can you see what this does?
Yes.
So you can imagine when it goes into your intestines and into your gut, this also helps things move easily. So if you have constipation, this is one of those things that you might want to start taking.
Yeah, it really helps with the digestion.
It helps with the digestion
with
for
mine.
sure.
And lastly, we have the yogurt,
Okay.
which this is natural yogurt.
Yeah, natural
We want
yogurt.
to avoid the sugars, because part of the reason for our weight gain is because we have fats in our body.
Yeah.
So this
And
is natural.
hidden sugar.
Hidden sugar,
which
yes.
causes fat in the
Yes.
body, yeah.
So this is just any plain yogurt.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
And
any
this one
brand.
is not sponsored, so maybe Bio might consider sponsoring Tay Sugar for real. It's the one that I use. Okay. Yeah.
So we'll get started.
Let's get started. Let's prepare. Okay. And as you're preparing this, Naomi, as you're chopping up the strawberries, go ahead, Mama. As you're chopping up the strawberries, can you give us some takeaways that you've learned as you look at your lifestyle now? What are some of those takeaways? And I also love how, how when all of us are chopping, how we all chop differently? My brain chopped this already differently.
Really?
In my brain, I cut them into small pieces.
Oh.
No, that's fine.
I like it when they're chunky.
There you go, because we're all different, so
yes,
we go with our flow.
Okay.
So what have been some of your takeaways, Mama?
Okay, one of the major takeaways is that we're all different.
Yes.
So our bodies respond differently.
Yes.
To different foods. So listen to your body as much as possible and go with what your body is telling you. Of course, we're trying to avoid the fats, so don't go with the fats.
With the sugars.
With the sugar, sorry, sugar. The fats are good. We have healthy fats.
We have healthy fats.
Yes.
And
then just moderation, I think, is the key.
Moderation is key.
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, a little bit earlier, you talked about how you'd have chapatis. Remember how when we're going to have chapatis and your stomach is bloating?
Yes.
And now you're moderating. How is that looking like now for you? Because someone might be thinking, are you saying we don't eat chapos?
I'm not saying you don't eat chapati. I'm just saying that when you have an opportunity to eat chapati, especially now that we're going to the Christmas
holidays, yes.
There's a freedom to eat your chapati, but you don't have to take more than what you need. One piece is enough. For me, one piece is enough.
For you, one piece is because before you used to do
like 3 or 4.
You and I the same. We'd have 3 and 4, and then we can't even sleep because we're bloated. We're feeling like terrible.
Yes, and you don't enjoy the
you don't
event
even
after
enjoy
that.
the event after that. Yeah.
So I'm going to pour this in my bowl.
Okay.
You can take as many strawberries as you want, depending on how long the day is.
Got it.
Yeah, because I think this is okay.
That's 1 serving. That's for you.
That's 1
serving. Perfect. Okay. Boom.
That looks nice.
For me, I'm always looking at the different colors because I'm always thinking, if these foods have different colors, then what are they doing inside the body?
Yes.
They must be giving different nutrients, and sure enough, they do give different nutrients.
Yes. And one of the things about eating is also the color.
Yes.
You want to make sure that your bowl or your plate is colorful because...
Don't they say eat with your eyes first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this should be enough.
Okay.
I think that's enough for me.
Okay.
Again, we talked about moderation.
But with fruits and vegetables, especially berries, you really can have enough. Yeah.
All right. So we go with the banana.
You can banana?
Yes.
No, you peel it down.
Well, sometimes.
Me, I just do the old-fashioned way. Like, listen, okay?
It comes out nice and easy.
Okay, we're all different. I guess this is where the difference comes in, and we all can do whatever works for us.
Yes.
Okay. You throw that part out?
Yes. Do you eat it? I can't. I find it all soggy.
Listen, okay, soggy or not soggy? You guys let us know in the comments
with
below.
his own.
To each his own. Go to our YouTube page, Treasure Fitness, or even and let us know. Are you gonna eat a soggy banana or not? Because Coach Roseanne is soggy, Naomi is.
I can't deal with the soggy.
I'm soggy.
All right, so
we don't waste food around here.
Okay,
Good
we'll
food.
do the soggy for you.
Okay,
today.
Okay.
All right.
So it's soggy. Amma, was this gonna go in?
No. Out into the dustbin.
Out? Seriously?
Okay, well.
No, it's okay. I'll eat it. But gosh, guy.
All right, that's me. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Oh, that looks good.
That looks beautiful.
Can I tell you, this is also a great meal for kids as well?
Oh, really?
Not only is it a great takeaway, but my daughters, I can see them making this. And then we've got our apple.
We have the apple. Okay, depends on
There we go.
it.
It's okay. So one takeaway, and I think I want folks to be, can you see how much this food this is?
It's a lot.
Like it's a lot. And it's good food, very high in nutrients, very low in calories. And these will absolutely hold you longer. Now, can you give us an example of a meal or a snack you used to have before that was not very supportive to your health?
I'd probably be eating a sandwich, maybe a donut.
A donut.
Yes.
Yeah.
A donut or a samosa. Not that those are bad, but again, as we said, we're trying to cut down on the fats.
They're not good fats.
And actually, after I've eaten, I realized that after I've eaten my donut, I'm low on sugar immediately. My energy just dips.
Look at that.
Yeah. So
of course, that makes sense. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I found that this gives me the energy that I need throughout the day. It fills me up, and I'm always consoled that I'm eating healthy.
And it is, I mean, like, surely, can anyone look at this and say this is not a healthy meal?
Yeah.
And if you hear what she's saying as you're adding the other things, for real, it will keep you full for a very long period. Oh, I love that.
That looks nice, right?
Yes, that's a tablespoon. How much do you
This, I take as much pumpkin as I want.
How much is as much?
Well, like, I'll take like 2 or 3 teaspoons.
Okay.
Is that too much?
That was 2 teaspoons.
Okay. 2 teaspoons, did I say?
That's 2, yeah. Okay. So you usually do more, and that's okay. Go ahead.
I just eyeball.
She eyeballs.
Depending on the bowl.
And they're not bad, but they're also, because it's a fat.
Because of the fat.
It's high in calories.
Okay, all right.
It can be high in calories.
All right.
So you
I'll
also
take
want
note of that.
Yes, just make a note of that.
All right.
The same with chia.
With the chia. I just take 1.
Oh, out of the 1 spoon, you just take 1?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, depending on the bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do 2.
I would do the whole thing. You know why? Because I was just a spoonful and it's just gelatinized.
Okay, all right. We'll
do
that.
3, 4.
Out of 1 teaspoon.
Out of 1 teaspoon.
Dry.
5. You literally get 6. So 2 tablespoons out of 1.
Look at that.
Teaspoon.
Looks yummy.
Once you add water, this is what happens. I'm telling you, this thing, can you guys try this meal? Eat it and then let me know. Actually, this one I'm already full.
This looks good.
Yeah.
I'm already full, actually.
Me too. Just looking at
with
it,
my
isn't
eyes.
it?
All right,
Yeah.
so for this, I go easy because of the fat.
Okay.
But it's
whole fat, yeah.
Whole fat. So 1.5 for me.
Okay, 1.5 for you. Okay, I get that. I would do the opposite. I would actually do a lot more of that.
Okay.
And that's fine.
All right.
And
because
then,
it goes a bit flat after some time.
Okay,
it becomes watery.
It can become watery.
Yes.
Yeah. To make it sweet,
yes,
you can either add a little bit of honey, because this food is also already sweet, but I personally add cinnamon. Can you try cinnamon and tell me what you think? Because I'm telling you, it really tastes amazing when you add the cinnamon. And cinnamon is also great for blood sugar control, y'all. Okay. So you want to definitely, oh my God, that looks good.
That looks nice.
This looks good.
Sometimes
this looks
I'll
really
say
good.
on my cheat days. Oh. Am I allowed to cheat?
Yes. Oh no, you tell me. Are you?
I cheat sometimes.
Of course we do.
I have one cheat day where I do a sweet yogurt.
Yes.
Because sometimes this can tend to be bland.
It can be bland.
So I'm going to try that.
Yes.
Instead of taking the sweet yogurt, I'll be adding on the cinnamon.
Let me know how it goes.
Okay,
seriously.
I'll let you know.
Yes. And I also say, oh my God, that really, can I?
That's
Doesn't that look good?
My go-to snack.
Yes. Oh my God.
You can add the apple if you want. You can add
this
more.
Looks like also my husband every night. This is what he eats,
really?
by the way. Before, I always tell people my husband, he eats all the time.
Oh.
And this is like one of the things. Oh, and then he adds nuts.
Oh,
do you
nuts.
add nuts?
Yes, I do. You see, you can vary this.
Yes.
It depends on what you want to eat that day. and keep going. A whole apple or half an apple,
whatever
but
works for you.
because they tend to oxidate,
Yes.
I just put it in.
Oxidate means they turn brown.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Excuse me, they oxidate. They turn brown. Or we can add a lemon.
Yes.
To help slow down that oxidation.
Yeah, if you don't want to
process.
have a whole apple, then you can do that and
my
pack it away.
goodness.
And then I carry this in my my containers.
In your container.
Yeah, the airtight containers that I use.
Okay.
And
are there any specific air containers that you could use?
yes, I use my Tupperware.
Oh, Tupperware.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's great about a Tupperware container?
My Tupperware, the good thing is airtight.
Yes.
And it keeps the food
Moisture.
moist. It just keeps the taste of the food intact. It doesn't change the quality of the food.
Yeah.
And the food is fresh throughout the day.
So you pack this in your Tupperware container, carry it with you, stays fresh throughout the day.
Yes.
Oh, makes sense why you will not put the whole yogurt so it then become watery.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's my go-to snack.
This is your go-to snack.
And it stays fresh all day.
And it stays fresh
in
all
my
day.
in my container.
I love it.
Yeah.
So
it
Naomi,
gives me the energy I need.
when you think about your takeaways and you think about the foods that you're eating, what can you give us 3 takeaways when you think about a holistic lifestyle that people can take away home as I take a bite into this?
First of all, you want to keep your energy levels up throughout the day, depending on what kind of day you have. So that for me is key. I need my energy levels up, and then it keeps me. I eat healthy. I know that I'm feeding my body on the right thing. I'm not heavy. At the end of the day, we're trying to lose fat in our bodies. So the fact that I'm keeping my body, my energy is going throughout the day, my metabolism is high, that helps.
Yes.
Towards the keeping my weight down.
Yes, keeps your weight down.
Yes.
So energy up, you know you're eating healthy, so that gives you a sense of calmness.
Yes.
And throughout the day, just ensuring, and this also keeps you full
throughout
for a long period of time.
Yes. Another thing is that it gives me a good appetite. Yes. And when I get to eat, I eat well and I sleep well.
Eat well and you sleep well.
Yes.
Oh, you guys, because what else is there in this life?
Yes.
Naomi, can I thank you? Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for opening up your heart and truly helping, because I know there's someone right now whose life is going to be changed because of your story. And thank you for sharing these beautiful takeaways, you guys. Meanwhile, as we are saying goodbye, me and Naomi are going to be digging in on this beautiful takeaway. By the way, does it have a name?
What?
This dish.
Well, it's a snack.
It's a snack. This dish or this snack?
Fruit salad.
Does it have? It's called a fruit salad. Yeah. It's a fruit. It's Naomi inspired fruit salad. We should look for a name, essentially. So is what I'm saying. Let's look for a name.
Yes. Naomi's fruit salad on the go.
Oh, Naomi's fruit salad on the go. All right, you guys. Let us know how this was. Try this dish. You guys make sure you go. Hey, listen, if you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? All these beautiful takeaways we're giving you. And girl, you ain't subscribed, go down there, hit that subscribe button. And as always, remember, you've got one life, you've got one body, and I want you to treasure it. Bye.
Bye.
Here we go.
Gosh.
This is
nice.
This is good. By the way, there's something I've liked about the unity. I like the big chunks, number one. I tend to do much smaller, but I like that I'm biting into the food. But I also like the fact that the yogurt, it feels like, I don't know, it's like something on top that you put.
It's a savory, not too sweet. It's just balanced.
It really is.
I love it. I'm going to try the cinnamon actually.
I didn't try the cinnamon. Because personally, me, this is how I eat mine. But I also know, especially someone who's a sweet tooth, if they can just add a little bit of, if they can add raw honey, raw honey. Don't do the sugary yogurts, because those ones, they have a lot of honey. But if you add your own yogurt, I'm telling you, your own honey, because you know how much sugar is in there. It tastes so much better. This thing is just insanely good.
And make sure you pick the crunchy apples.